Hi, everyone. So today we are going to be focusing on the target. I can make inferences and use text evidence to support my understanding. So when an author is writing, they're not going to always tell us everything explicitly. So we're going to have to make an inference. So, for example, if a character is rushing in from outside and they are bundled up with a hat and coat and mittens, I can make the inference that it's very cold outside. And even though the author might not have the character say, "Brr, it's so cold," I can still make that inference based on the knowledge that I have. So, when we're making inferences, authors might not always tell everything in a text. Sometimes you have to make an inference to fill in the holes. So, for example, you can use clues from the text plus what you know to make inferences. So, we read the text and then we use our background knowledge to have an understanding of what might be actually happening in the text or to a character. Captain Arsenio: Inventions and Misadventures in Flight by Pablo Bernasconi. The result of looking up. Flight, one of the most ancient wishes ever known, has inspired hundreds of fantastic creations. From Icarus to the Wright brothers, history has seen thousands of adventurers who have felt the dangerous urge to soar with the birds. This passionate impulse has resulted in many failures. Scientists, philosophers, doctors, and even crazy people all have been pioneers of aviation, and each has made a different contribution, sometimes right, sometimes wrong, in the pursuit of flight. This is the story of one such man. The end and the beginning. Manuel J. Arsenio was a careless cheesemaker, blacksmith, scuba diver, and ship captain. Though he was given the easiest of missions in each of these careers, he still couldn't complete any of them successfully. This problem may be the reason he left those jobs behind to enter the distinguished pages of aviation history. One day in 1782, Captain Arsenio decided to build the first in a long series of eccentric projects that would change his life. And although he had little knowledge of physics or mechanics and had access only to useless materials, he demonstrated great patience and determination throughout the course of his flight experiments. My days of sailing and scuba diving are over. I retire with grace to begin a new stage in my life that will undoubtedly go down in history. I am going to achieve what has been humanity's desire for centuries. I will build a flying machine. Captain Arsenio, May 1st, 1782. The discovery. How do we know about Captain Arsenio? His diary was found by chance just 1 year ago, under circumstances to be discussed later. In its 90 pages, full of doodles, notes, and technical writings, Arsenio developed 18 different designs for a flying machine, each one original, foolish, and fantastic. Here we explore 3 of the 18 most influential projects that have contributed to modern aviation. Captain Arsenio's diary is the oldest and most precious aviation manuscript ever known, second only to Leonardo da Vinci's. Fortunately, the text is still legible, and Arsenio's notes, diagrams, and ideas take us back in time to reveal the hidden mystery of the inventor's thoughts. Why can birds fly and we humans cannot? What cruel destiny stops all people from seeing the world from above, tasting the clouds, and undoing the long distances by air? Captain Arsenio, June 7th, 1783. So, as I'm reading these pages, I'm stopping to try and make an inference about what I'm reading. So, when I read the sections that are written in Captain Arsenio's diary, it starts to make me think that he's very enthusiastic and he's very curious about a lot of different things that he's passionate about. We learn that he's had lots of different careers and he's really excited to build a flying machine. But he doesn't really seem to understand the science because he's trying to figure out why can birds fly but humans can't. And I think that there might be a couple of reasons just by looking at the two that would tell us why humans can't fly. Let's keep going. Project number 1, the Moto Canary. The Moto Canary was an ingenious experiment that demanded a lot of work. Evidently, it was harder for Captain Arsenio to find enough birds and tie them together with a rope than it was to achieve flight. Although the discovery was revolutionary, it took 2 days to get the captain down from the tree in which he was stuck. Carts are dragged along by horses, sleighs by dogs, and plows by bulls. I think that if I concentrate enough birds together, the sustaining force will help me win the clouds. It cannot fail. Captain Arsenio, February 18th, 1784. So, when I look at his pictures, it looks like he's trying to have a bunch of different birds, specifically a canary, tied all together to help him fly. So, what does Captain Arsenio's description of the Moto Canary experiment tell you about him? I wonder what kind of inferences we can make about this person based on this experiment. Flight diary. Note, as improbable as it appears, this diary shows us that the Moto Canary did fly for a few feet before crashing into a tree. Maybe the failure is due to Captain Arsenio's misplaced trust in the unreliable canaries. So we see step 1, phase 1, 14 hours. The selection process is demanding and exhausting. I accept only those who have wings. Phase 2, 10 minutes. I start running, and the birds accept the challenge. The glory is mine. Mine! Phase 3, 4.5 seconds. My feet leave the ground, and I have control of the height. My bones feel the change. I am almost another bird. Phase 4, 2 seconds. It seems that, without warning, some of the engines have changed directions. They are not going where I want them to go. The canaries rebel. Phase 5, 1 second. The change of direction causes the ropes to break. Note to self, next time use iron cables instead of woolen rope. I am headed dangerously close to that tree. Phase 6, total elapsed time. 2 days, 14 hours, 10 minutes, and 7.5 seconds. The Moto Canary needs improvement. I must choose more obedient birds. I must test the design in a field without any trees. I must always carry a ladder with me. Flight without Moto Canaries, 19 feet. Tree landing, 12 feet. So, based on this experiment, we are really going to think, what kind of inferences can we make about Captain Arsenio and his knowledge and understanding of being able to fly?